Cherry question: what are the deep underground military bases for? What are they doing down there?
Well, you know what? When you have, I think I've talked about Dulce before in your show. Mm-hmm. Maybe one of my previous interviews, how it was a biogenetics, biowarfare base. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much what they're doing in Fort Knox now. It's a biogenetic biowarfare base.
So are they using the fact that it is Fort Knox, a very heavily fortified and protected facility? They just moved out the gold and moved in the aliens?
Yeah, oh yeah. Because if you knew what was in the space, you would see why that no one's allowed to know what's in it, not even the president. And that's why I was approached, because they were even interested. What's in Fort Knox? We're not even allowed to know. And so I went to the codes on it and some sources, and we figured out what was in Fort Knox. And I sent you a picture before the show. I don't know if you grabbed it.
I got it, but I didn't get it on the show.
All right. Basically, what's going on at Fort Knox is it's a 14-level dome, and on the second floor and down towards the bottom floor, there are two different brains in this space. And I sent you a picture, I think it was from the Matrix. It was the closest thing I could find that it resembles what I'm talking about. It's a huge brain. And what they're doing is they're feeding people's ground up flesh and blood into this brain. And it assimilates their DNA. And somehow what they're able to do is detract DNA out of this brain that's contaminated. And they use it in vaccines and flu shots and GMO seeds. It's this DNA perversion I was talking about. This is one of the ways they extract it. They use this brain to create viruses and plagues. And so...
okay, so you're saying they're eating the brain.
No, the brain itself is a living organism. It's like a living, breathing organism.
Okay, so we got
and this. They feed it. What they do is they bring in people. You know where all the people are, all these abductions, people missing everywhere. They take abductees into this Fort Knox base. And what they do is they have them, there's these beetle aliens that are 2 to 3 feet. I couldn't make this stuff up, Daniel.
No, I don't think so.
2 to 3 foot tall and high beetles that attack these humans and infect them with plagues, and then the humans die. Then what they do is these contaminated humans that are dead, they grind them up and feed them to this brain. And then the brain is almost like some kind of a computer, because what it does is it assimilates everything about these humans that are ground up and fed into it, and then they're able to extract some kind of larva that's produced by it out of this brain. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, and I'm probably not explaining it very well because it's kind of hard to figure out. You're seeing a lot of different things.
Okay, but how, yeah, I mean, no, that's the first I've ever heard about it. You're saying so they're feeding this brain, and they're storing the brain at Fort Knox?
Yes, this brain is being held in Fort Knox.
Okay.
That's why there's such a high level of security. And most of the security there is run by aliens themselves. There's very few humans that have any contact with this base whatsoever. There are scientists that are sent in, and I don't know if you've ever had anybody on your show talk about how the scientists are forced to work against their will. They're put bombs strapped to their chests or other devices. They're going to blow them up and kill them if they don't do their work. This is kind of the situation with Fort Knox. They're sent in, they're forced to work, and then they kill them because they simply will not let any human live that's been in that base and knows what's going on.
Next question, does this brain have a soul, or is it strictly a computer?
It's some kind of living organism, that's all I can say. It's just a brain. It's not like it has a heart and it's, like a human being. It's some kind of living organism, and it looks like a brain. That's,
And have you seen it? Have you seen it?
Personally, no.
Okay. All right, but no. It's out there, okay? And so how large is this brain? Is it as big as my brain? It's pretty big.
It's pretty big. I can't tell you how long, but you know what? How big? But picture this. The brain towards the bottom floors that nobody, maybe 5 people in the entire 14-level complex know exists. This brain has a chute, a doorway, that they open up and shoot humans down into it to feed. So it's got to be pretty big if you have a doorway that can shoot humans down into it and the brain eats the humans. And the one on the bottom floor, they only feed on certain star alignments.
Okay, well that's interesting.